Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or find a way to lose. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, they're going to fight. But I've been saying it. I'm finally doing a video on it. I've talked about it in other videos, other lives. What I think the issue is with Crawford and Spence, I think they're going to fight in Saudi Arabia, in the Middle East, somewhere. I do. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think Spence and Crawford are going to happen in the States. There's a chance that it does. But I just feel that this delay that they're in, this holding pattern, I really believe it has everything to do with like Deontay Wilder, AJ, Usyk, and Fury, and why those guys are now in holding patterns and not fighting. Because they're waiting for that stadium to get built in Saudi. The same thing with Crawford and Spence and getting on the phone and agreeing to financial terms between each other, right? That's the rumor, right? We know Crawford's not going to come out here and look to know $2 million, $5 million, $8 million guarantee, and then roll the dice on pay-per-view. Crawford was talking to Spence last year. Remember? Hey, I got these investors, a flat fee. People were thinking it was Jay-Z. Some people thought it was Warren Buffett. Shit, I said that. It's, that's the goddamn Kinahan connection. And I meant it. And I believe Crawford still had those connections. Not to Kinahan, you know what I'm saying, necessarily, but just to those guys like the Amir Abdallah and the Skills Challenge Promotions and the people and Prince Khalid. I believe Crawford still knows people, and those guys are interested in hosting an Undisputed Showdown, which is probably the biggest fight that can be made in boxing, is Spence and Crawford. And that's why they put up that flat fee last year. What was it, like $25 million each? And then you look at right now, you can't tell me that Crawford and Spence aren't in an even higher demand, and that with everything going on in boxing, that there's not a chance that they end up out there in the Middle East. Now, I'm telling you, just have an open mind and look at it. Okay? Crawford's not going to sit here, man, and allow himself to get bogged down to some damn promoter again. Now you guys are probably understanding a little bit better why Crawford made the move he made. Them guys in Saudi, Skills Challenge Promotion, Prince Khalid, man, hey, they're not going through no managers and promoters. They deal directly with the fighter. Isn't that what Crawford been preaching? Isn't that what he's been saying? Spence saying his own man. If he was his own man, we could have got the deal done. Because if he go over there to Saudi, he can just deal with them directly. They get a flat fee. That's what they get from Wilder, AJ, Fury, and Usyk. You just got to negotiate your worth. And I really feel that's what's going on. Okay, now for those of you saying, nah, man, you're off beam, I'm going to tell you, man, people like you are dangerous when it comes to brainstorming. You can't go in there and brainstorm to try to anticipate what's going to happen and not be willing to not be open to all suggestions, all ideas. That's what we're doing. We're having a conversation. But that being said, let's see what Spence said about his conversation with Crawford.
Your next fight, who we got?
I don't know, but me and Crawford are definitely in the talks. We've been talking, so hopefully it can be me and him.
We're going to start right into our negotiations going better than what they were before.
Yeah, definitely. Me and Crawford, when we was talking directly, we were probably on the phone for probably 40 minutes, 30 minutes. We probably spent 15 minutes talking about, negotiation part and stuff like that. We just talked about, getting a feel for each other and, basically talking about our families and, current situations we had going on and stuff like that. And then we start talking about, boxing and us fighting and negotiations and things like that. But it went well, and our teams are still negotiating. We still having talks. So it's going very well.
Now, something that we need to understand here. When Spence says he and Crawford had a conversation, right? 40 minutes. That's great. But what we need to key in on, as what Spence is saying, their teams are talking. We have an idea who comprises the team of Errol Spence, right? Now I'm gonna ask you all, what individual or individuals comprise the team of Terence Crawford? Do you know? That's my question to you. Who makes up the team of Terence Crawford? You don't know, do you? You know why you don't know? Because he doesn't want y'all to know. Because Terence Crawford, I truly believe, has got the right guys on his side to get him the most money. And I believe that has a lot to do with Skills Challenge promotions. Crawford has not come out and said who's representing him. He doesn't say anything. He just says he's his own man. But believe you me, I don't mind being wrong because we're just having a conversation. I'm not telling you what I know about what I'm saying is a fact. I'm just saying if all those guys in the heavyweight division cancel all their plans, right? All of their plans to hold out for this big flat rate fee they're making over in Saudi. That'll make y'all wonder that maybe Errol Spence and Terence Crawford have kind of got caught up in that web too. And for those of you saying, oh, Al Heyman would never let Errol Spence go and fight Crawford in the Middle East and have anything to do with the Saudis, I'd say hold your horses. Let's not take it to the stupid. Deontay Wilder going over there, right? What Deontay Wilder say? I'm my own boss. I'm my own man. I'm my own this. I still have a working relationship with Shelley Finkel, though. He's still working with Showtime. He's still got connected to Al Heyman. Al Heyman not going to stop these guys from going out there and getting money. But you know what Al Heyman will do? Trust but verify. Sanity check. He's going to make sure everything is squared away. No foul play. And most importantly for Al Heyman, he wants to make sure that if his guys are going to go fight out there in Saudi, cool, they get paid big money, I make money, but I don't want for Kinahan to benefit financially from any of this. Al Heyman doesn't want to be caught up in that craziness. And I'm going to tell you right now, from what I'm understanding, I got my opinion. There's no proof. But from what it looks like, they seem to be running a pretty clean operation. Now, there's always going to be questions and looming over that whole Skills Challenge promotion because Amir Abdallah and Kinahan are, were best buds. I don't know what happened to the relationship. We know Kinahan, according to what we read online, right, which you got to take with a grain of salt, is supposedly in hiding. But for Amir Abdallah to basically be the president of Skills Challenge promotion and knowing his connection he had to Kinahan, just can't. I think it's only right that people ask the question, so is there still some kind of involvement? But what I will tell you is, let's just sit back and see how this goes. For Errol Spence to come out here and these guys haven't been talking at all. And now they're out here talking. To me, they're just letting us know that, there's definitely something brewing. But I really feel when the dust settles, it's going to be when the Saudi dust settles, right? Because that's the direction I think this is going. Errol Spence and Crawford going to be making probably 40, 50 million each. That fight's going to be out there in the Middle East, and it's going to be a huge, huge event. To me, that's what the stars are lining up for. Why would these guys come out here and fight in the States to make? You look at Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia. People, this is what drives me crazy, right? People saw that these guys did supposedly a little bit under 1 million in pay-per-view buys, right? And now everyone's like, oh man, that 1 million times the 84.99. Oh man, it's 80-something million. They're gonna split. They're both gonna make. That's not how that works. That is not how that works, man. Okay, only 45% of that goes to the promoter. Now, depending on how they have that, the 55% goes to like the cable system and the network and shit. Only 45% of that money. So let's easy number. Let's just say 45 million. About 45 million or so goes to a promoter. Now that's getting split between Golden Boy and getting split between PBC. So that breaks that 45 million down to about 22.5 million across for Golden Boy and for PBC if they did a 50-50 split. And then the promoters got to split it with the fighters. So why would Errol Spence and Crawford end up in some position to where they could go and do great numbers and only make 20 million a piece, 20-something million a piece? That's if they even hit 1 million buys. When they can go to Saudi and get 40 million each, maybe 50 million each. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm telling you is boxing is a business. It's all about money. So for y'all saying, they wouldn't do that, why not? It's a business. They're there to make the most money possible, right? Go into Saudi, make your money, and be out. That's all I'm saying. But that being said, more to come. At least we got somebody to say something, right? Broke the radio silence. Now we just need the other guys from PBC to talk about what's going on with them. But I'm telling you, I have a feeling they're trying to work some stuff out to start hosting fights over in the Middle East, or maybe it's a financial issue here stateside, but nonetheless, just have an open mind and healthy conversations when it comes to these guys. Let's sit back and see what's going on, because I think the secret society is working hard. They were working hard to get Spence and Crawford out the welterweight division because they dropped the ball last year. You saw those mandatories they were pushing out them. They were keeping everybody active, and they were trying to get everyone in place. So if Crawford and Spence relinquished those belts, everybody would already be in place and be ready to fight and pick up and fight for those vacant titles. But Crawford and Spence got their shit together and said, hold on, let's try to sort this out. And I'm sure Crawford has a lot to do with these guys and where they're at now, because he was able to get a hold of somebody, and someone finally listened to that guy when it comes to this money that could be on the table. And especially when he saw Deontay Wilder and going to Saudi and having the meeting. I'm telling you, there's open communication with those fighters. They didn't want to listen to Crawford, but when Deontay Wilder went over there and they saw what was going on, and now Al Heyman and Shelley Finkel and they're talking to the Saudis, I'm telling you, I'm a common sense man. I don't mind being wrong, but you can't tell me that there's not some kind of conversation that is taking place. And I'm 90% sure that these guys could end up out there. I just can't see it any other way. When these guys want money, everybody wants money. There's no money here stateside, right? That's what they say. Everything's going to the Middle East. You can't make me think they're not at least entertaining it and seeing how they can make that fight work in the Middle East. That could be what's causing the delay, and I don't have an issue with it. Just be glad when the fight finally happens. Y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans. I'm in the breeze.